Assalamu'alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Anggraeni. I'm from Accounting Education Study Program 2018, Faculty of Ekonomi, State University of Jakarta. Today, I will present my internship program report in the Finance Department at Yayasan Asrama Pelajar Islam, shortly YAPI, Al-Azhar Rawamangun, East Jakarta, which has been implemented on July 7 until August 14, 2020. The university is one of the educational institutions that aim to create qualified and highly competitive human resource. So, it's hoped that every graduate will have competencies such as knowledge, skills, ethics, and a good attitude of professionalism. In order to establish education and create quality research, efforts are made with fieldwork practice. This activity is to encourage, develop student knowledge and skill to be ready to enter the real world of work. This activity is also a form of applying the skills acquired and possessed by students during their studies. In carrying out this activity, the place of implementation is the Yayasan Asrama Pelajar Islam, YAPI Al-Azhar Rawamangun. And here is the profile of the Yayasan Asrama Pelajar Islam, YAPI. Name of Yayasan Asrama Pelajar Islam, YAPI Al-Azhar. Address Sunan Giri Street, number 1, Rawamangun, East Jakarta. Number telephone is 021 47 86 777 and 7. Number fax of 021 47 02 41 and 2. Website is www.yapi.sch.id. Email is info@yapi.sch.id. The reason I chose YAPI as the place for my internship activities was, apart from getting a recommendation from the previous seniors, surely I want to know the application of accounting, especially in the finance department, and I want to develop practical skill in the field of computerization in finance department of YAPI Al-Azhar, both from the YAPI's financial center and several units contained therein. Beside me is the logo of the Yayasan Asrama Pelajar Islam, YAPI. Then, what is the vision and mission of YAPI? The vision of YAPI is the realization of the young generation of Islam to become fully pious Indonesians, scholars, and fighters in the framework of developing society, nation, state, and religion. The three areas of YAPI vision are to develop the education, religious, and humanitarian fields. And YAPI mission is in the field of education, namely, establish organized Islamic education. 2. Establish and organize Islamic student dormitories. 3. Research in the field of science. In the field of religious, namely, 1. Organizing religious facilities, Islamic boarding school and madrasas. 2. Carry out religious announcement. And 3. Religious studies. In the field of humanity, namely, 1. Provide and organize scholarship program for orphans and underprivileged children who excel. And 2. Provide assistance to the homeless and the needy. And this is the structure of YAPI Al-Azhar. In general, the 2016 until 2021 YAPI organizational structure is head by the YAPI management, which oversees the Director of Higher Education. The Director of Education has two kinds of line or lines, namely the coordination line and the instruction line. The line of coordination for the Director of Higher Education is with the head of the Secretariat, the head of the Finance section, the head of the General section, and the head of the Human Resource and Education Development and Leadership Research section. While the line of command for the Director of Higher Education is to the principal of the Sakina Playgroup School, the principal of the TKIA 13 School, the principal of the SDIA 13 School, the principal of SMPIA 12, the principal of the RA Sakina School, and the college staff. YAPI has a complex structure because YAPI oversees student dormitories and other Al-Azhar School in East Jakarta. Since I was placed in the finance section, I will explain in the section related to finance. YAPI's finance department is responsible for all YAPI's financial transactions, consisting of 4 people each as the head of the accounting subdivision, cashier, head of the ICT subdivision, and purchasing staff. Before discussing the field of work in the finance department that I got, the general activities of YAPI consist of 8, namely Sanggar Bermain dan Kelompok Bermain Sakinah, Raudatul Atfal, TK Islam Al-Azhar 13 Rawamangun, SD Islam Al-Azhar 13 Rawamangun, SMP 12 Al-Azhar Rawamangun, College of Economics and Islamic Banking Mr. Syafrifuddin Prawira Negara or Stebang, 7 Kaspol's or Center of Social Political Economic and Law Studies, and 8 the Amil Zakat Institute or LAS YAPI Al-Azhar. And here is the Department of Finance Work Division. 1. Cross-check bank statements with an operational account system. The practitioner is given proof a bank statement and operational bank account. Then, the practitioner makes a match between the two related to the number list. In the case, the practitioner must be careful to do it. If there are differences, the practitioner must be able to find the location of the difference list either due to numerical errors or there is an error in the position of both debit and credit. 2. Inputting employee payroll using the order accounting application. The practitioner is given directions by a supervisor to make rule for the collection of allowance and salaries for each employee on the order application. After these provisions, the orders then input the banking salaries and allowance data into the order system. 3. Inputting petty cash transaction for the general and college section via Microsoft Excel. The practitioner gets an understanding that when inputting petty cash transaction, it must be divided according to the grouping. And in completing proof of transaction hard file, sort by grouping and starting with the start data. 4. Create cash or bank receipt and disbursement vouchers. 5. Create deposit income journal entries through the order application. And 6. Book the SPP, receipt voucher and admissions fees through the order application. And here are some evidence of the work that has been done during the internship. Furthermore, in its implementation, there are several obstacles faced, consisting of 1. Not provide with an overall basic knowledge of using Odoo. The practitioner is only given an understanding according to the task associated with that part of the application, so that the practitioner does not fully understand the usefulness of the application. 2. Not given of SOP, Standard Operating Procedure. There is no set of work that must be done by apprentices during street vendors at YAPI. Work is given when it's needed, so that the practitioner feel confused about the task that must be done because it's not directed. 3. Inadequate company facilities. Only provide components for its employees. Then, the way to overcome the obstacle that I got are 1. familiarize myself with the learning by doing learning model and experiential learning model, and also actively ask questions and correct mistakes. 2. Companies should provide SOPs for practitioners so that the assignment becomes more focused. 3. Using a personal laptop to carry out daily operational activities. Finally, the conclusion that I can come to is, I got a lot of knowledge and experience that is very valuable, especially work knowledge in the finance department of YAPI. The opportunity to hone soft skills through interaction between employees, increase discipline, more responsibility, and faster completion of a job. The practitioner also find obstacles, but this can be resolved well by themselves and the other external factor, namely YAPI employees who have overcome these problems. And that's the report on fieldwork practice activities that I can submit. If there is word error, please forgive me. Thanks for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.